coming. When all hell break loose, you're going to have famine. People haven't eaten for days. Like I said, imagine being tossed up in here, right? And you haven't eaten for what, 3 days, 4 days. You're just packed in there like cattle, like sardines, like livestock. All right, you shall not see, neither shall you have famine, but I will give you a short peace in this place. Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. Again, like I said, that's your false pastors that are not telling you the truth. You tribes out there, so-called Negroes. But the Lord said, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination and a thing of naught. That's what this American dream is. Yeah. It's a thing of naught, it's divination, and it's basically a lie. Right? Yeah.
Something else before. Yeah, and then you know, some of them prophets too include some of these guys that know that they're Israelites.
Yeah, well, we get to them.
You know, because it said that those that prophesy in my name.
Yep.
You know, you got these guys like General Yohana, Nate, and all these other guys, you know, that are not teaching the people what's coming. They're teaching against.
They're teaching lies.
Exactly.
Like you mentioned, General, which he ain't no general. He's just a blowhard Negro. All right, that's all he is. Talking about in the book of Revelation 13 and 16, that it's not talking about the chip. He's been set up, man. He's been paid off.
Paid off, yeah.
All right.
He's divining for money.
Right, and he also comes under the scripture that I'm reading. I sent them not. The Most High have not sent Yohana. Right? Neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart. That's what Yohana is telling you, the deceit of his heart. I mean, when you watch his video, that shit that he said, that explanation he gave about that, when the brother called him and asked him about the chip, he pulled that right out of his ass, man.
And he kept cutting the brother off.
Yeah, because the brother had him on the ropes.
Yep.
All right, reading on, it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this place, or shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. And the people to whom they prophesy shall be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem. So now, when you're cast out in the streets, because that's part of martial law, they come and they surround the city, they take you out of your houses, cast you in the streets. Where are you going to go? You're going to go to places like this. All right? It says, and they shall have none to bury them, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters, for I will pour their wickedness upon them. And part of the reason why that's going to happen to you, tribes, is because of your indifference towards the prophets of the Lord, who we are. We're out there in the streets warning you and telling you what the Lord have said, but you don't want to listen. So because of that, you're going to end up in places like this, being tortured. I'll go to Isaiah 5 and 9. Isaiah 5 and 7. There. It's coming down to the wire, man. That's why the Lord have the Spirit on us to do stuff like this. We're appointed to warn you. Isaiah 5 and 9 says this. In mine ears, said the Lord of hosts, of a truth, many houses shall be desolate, even great and fair, without an inhabitant. Now why would the houses be desolate? Because like I said, the people that the New World Order deem enemies, they have to detain them. Take them out of their houses, because you have a certain amount of freedom in your house. And basically, the motto of the New World Order is what? Expect no mercy. That's their motto, right? Meaning the revocation of your freedom. When you're taken out of your house like this, you haven't got no freedom. That's right. You do what they tell you to do. That's going to be the reality very soon, man. Right? Like I said, again, I'm pointing to it. Notice the barbed wire around this. And you got these people, they live around here, they have no idea what the hell is going on. You don't even see this on the news, all right?
Yeah, because most buildings that are empty, they basically just tear them down.
Yeah, they tear them down. Why do they have the buildings still up?
You know, they got it, some of it is boarded up.
Yeah, that's right. So this was just a little extra. You know, we just did a lesson earlier. The final solution. The reason why I call it the final solution is the final solution for the elites of Esau is to try to destroy Israel. Which, if you read the book of Psalms, the 83rd chapter, that's basically what the elites want to do. They want to destroy us as a nation. You know, by you going around saying that God loves everybody, that's like destroying our nation. Because the only people God loves is the children of Israel, the people of Israel, the Israelites. So that's always been the main aspiration of the elites, to try to destroy us. So that's really their final solution. All right? So basically with that, I'll say shalom, but like I said, again, final time, I'm going to point to this. We're in Bridgeport, Connecticut. What you're looking at is a future detention center. So when martial law is declared and people are to be detained, they're going to be in places like this, and it's not going to be comfortable. So with that.
Okay. Well, I got a couple of scriptures I want to get in there. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. Know this also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. Right? And as far as the wicked false pastors and prophets out there at ISUPK and Sakari believes that John the Baptist wasn't in the truth. Sakari believes that the book of Hebrews is not one of the books of the Bible. They believe that since Paul the Apostle, right, Timothy, Luke, and Mark came in after the apostles were anointed with the Holy Spirit and were just told about it, those books don't count. What the fuck? Okay? I'm like, wow. Alrighty. Then you got General Yohana, what the elder was saying, you know, denying the names, okay, of the Most High. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Let me go get some proof of that right quick. Okay? Alrighty. Yep, let's get some proof on that General Yohana shit, man, because the motherfuckers is crazy, man. I mean, Salakia for having to have you wait a little bit, but okay. There it is. Check this out. Alright. I'm going to have this sign put out there when I'm preaching. IUIC denying the names of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. ISUPK denying the servant who baptized Yahweh Shai. Right? Sakari denying the words of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. One body in Yahweh Shai denying the works of Yahweh Shai. GOCC denying the will of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. They believe over GOCC that everybody can be saved. One body says that the works of Yahweh Shai with the 2 loaves of bread and the 2 fishes, the 3 loaves of bread and the 2 fishes, okay, was magic. Raising people from the dead was magic. Walking on the sea out to the boat with the apostles in it was magic. Raising damn, I can't. My brain, okay. Okay. Raising old boy from the dead. Okay. Yeah, y'all know it. Was magic. This is what the fuck they say. As far as Tobit is concerned, the book of Tobit, they say that Raphael, or Raphael, the angel that walked with Tobias, Tobit's son, because Tobit was a prophet too, right? okay, in the Apocrypha, okay, and they said that the fish guts that they pulled out and the intestines, okay, putting it on Tobit's eyes so he could see again was a form of magic, witchcraft, pharmaceuticals, right? This is the wickedness, man. And Sakari denying the words of the Most High. I just went over that. They deny the book of Hebrews, most of the books of the New Testament, right? ISUPK, they deny that John the Baptist was the one was in the truth. And IUIC, they deny the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, these motherfuckers is insane, but that's what they do, right? Now, let's go over here to 2nd Ezra, right? Chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's civil war, right? Okay. For there shall, and you've seen videos of citizens in Minnesota carrying around AR-15s, AK-47s, and pistols, waiting on ICE to do something to them. Standing on street corners. You can't tell me these motherfuckers ain't agent provocateurs. That's the reason why the so-called blacks ain't in them all them protests. Fuck all that. We did all of that for 60 goddamn years, and white folks didn't stand up for us not one time. Fuck you, goddamn Edomite Caucasian. You get your motherfucking ass out there, and you get your family get shot in the face, get shot in the back. You know, you bitching about some tear gas and some goddamn pepper spray? Wow, you people truly are weak. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. This is what's going to bring martial law to pass. Civil war in the streets. The military versus the people. ICE versus the military. ICE versus the police. Okay? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Under martial law, okay, you're under restriction. You got to be in your house at 6 o'clock. You can't leave your house until 6 a.m. You have to go through a checkpoint. If you don't have the digital identification, you don't have the mark of the beast RFID microchip, fuck you. Go back. Stand over there with the rest and wait to be beheaded. Or wait for a black bus or SUVs to take you to a martial law black site where, like the elder was showing you, detention facilities. Okay, and they give you the opportunity, and you'll be sitting in there for 3 or 4 days, a week, maybe a week and a half without eating a motherfucking thing. If you're no longer considered a U.S. citizen, they can do pretty much whatever they want to do. They did the same thing under Barack Obama to the Islamic individuals. Okay, to people from Islam and Muslims, they went into breaking into businesses, broad daylight, and taking Muslims a hostage and taking them to goddamn Guantanamo Bay. They was raping them up the ass with broomsticks, taking pictures while they was naked. Okay, they're doing the same thing to their prisoners that Alexander the Great did to his prisoners. When he took prisoners of war, they were demoralized and dehumanized by getting raped up the ass. Okay, the soldiers. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. You can check the history, man. This is the wickedness of these goddamn Edomites, and they've got their chest stuck out. They're proud of Alexander the Great and all of his accomplishments. They're proud of all of the accomplishments of Rome, of burning people at the goddamn stake at night with fish oil and whale's oil, okay, as they've been crucified along the city streets, so the city streets would be lighted. That's where you have street lights come from. The ideology of streetlights, that's supposed to be a human being set on fire. Okay, that's where that idea comes from, man. I'm fucking telling you. Have you noticed all of the electrical posts behind your house and in front of your house and those street corners look like a giant cross? I mean, you people, you don't do any research, man. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I ran into the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. You know, I really am. Okay, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right? People under martial law, people are gonna be afraid to go outside, man. You know, when the shit hits the fan, people going to be scared to death because there's going to be sedition among men and invading one another. You're going to be at home, hunkered down, trying to protect your refrigerator, trying to protect your deep freezer and protect your daughters from rape. You're going to run out of bullets eventually. Then it's going to be hand-to-hand combat. Okay? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right? And these things are coming, man. 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the powers that shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these evils shall come? These evils, evil, means bad times. Okay, Eve is time, and vil is bad, right? Evils, bad times, right? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a moment, right now, right? But for all these things, they, being the Israelites, 2/3 of our people that are going to be cut off and die, as is written in Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8 and 9, right? During the times of martial law and civil unrest, you can definitely believe that, sedition among men, okay? But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, smoking weed, getting high, going out to the club, popping your brother's wife, popping your son's daughter, girlfriend, doing with all kinds of other stupid shit, right? Nor be always mindful of the scourges. Okay? Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right? Are they not trying to sow confusion with these Epstein files? Right? In order to desensitize you to the wickedness that they're about to bring about? Okay? To make it okay for you to just drive on by when you're seeing somebody being decapitated on a fucking street corner in broad daylight and a pile of bodies over there. Okay? Because this is basically where these Edomites are headed, man. Okay? For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So if you go from one place to another, you're going to get cut off. Let's go get it. Look, where's Amos? Amos chapter 5, verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? Ain't going to be no hope for your ass. If you're not covered by the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach as one of the elect, predetermined to be saved and to have salvation of rulership over your enemies here in these last days, yep, you're going to be put to death, man. And some of us, don't get me wrong, some of us, okay, that know the 100% truth, are going to be put to death. They're going to give us okay, they're going to give us the option. They're going to give us the option to take the micro C-HIP, okay, in order to access digital currency, central bank digital currency, stable coins is what the motherfuckers is going to call it. 1-to-1. It switches over $1 for a stable coin, right? 1-to-1. Okay, but but under the Digital Currency Act that they just passed, you might want to Google passing of the Digital Currency Act, because they passed the Genius Act, okay, that sets up the infrastructure for central bank digital currency, and now they've set up the Digital Currency Act, okay, to switch digital currency 1-to-1 from U.S. petrodollars to digital currency. And Donald Trump told a goddamn lie on the platform to become president that it wouldn't be no central bank digital currency, and you believed him. Wait a minute, you MAGAites, right? We maggots, parasites, you motherfuckers actually voted for a pedophile, a serial rapist, okay, and a tax evader. Okay, you voted for a draft dodger and a liar who lies to your face. Okay, you voted for this motherfucker, and because he's all about white privilege and white supremacy, You still on your knees sucking his dick? You're a fucking idiot. Okay? Real shit. There's no wonder your wife is going to divorce you, dumbass. You idiot. Right? That's what you get. Let's go back to 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. Okay. What was that? What was that? Was it 39? Right? 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the wars shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils even be as pilgrims upon the earth. Okay? This is what we mean by coming out of Babylon the Great. Come out of her, my people, that you be not part of her plagues. Okay? Let's go get what is it? Revelation chapter 18. Okay. Okay. Verse 4. And I heard another voice, Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai hath remembered her iniquities. Okay? This is, I'm telling you, man. Revelation chapter 18, verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double, according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled to her double. How much hath she glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. Who? America, Babylon the Great. Through tariffs, through cutting off of natural resources, right? For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, who judgeth her. Okay? And all the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, right? And we got proof of all the kings and princes of the earth. We got the proof through the Epstein files that have committed fornication with Babylon the Great and the leadership thereof. Okay? Eating of children, changing of kind. Okay? Shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Because you have to understand that America is a consumer nation. We don't make anything here but weapons, okay, the conditions of hell and of death and dissatisfaction. That's all we create here. We create sorrows and mourning, lamentation and woe, and spread it amongst the earth. I'm not saying that shit in pride. I have nothing to do with it. It's the leadership of the Babylonians, the Egyptians, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, spiritual Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, of the Babylonians, okay? American. Okay? Try to tell you the truth. You don't want to hear it. Fuck it, fuck the truth, nigger. I don't want to hear it. Shut your mouth, Right? Psalms. What's that? I was finna go. Damn. I forgot where I was finna go. Hold on. Let me see. I can't, Right? Psalms 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Right? Because the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, during the transatlantic slave trade, did they, and during the siege of Masada, during the siege of Jerusalem, because Yahushua HaMashiach, whom you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, warned us in the book of Matthew chapter 24 that when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, go not back into your house and get thy cloak, come not down off thy rooftop, but flee ye into the mountains. And on the other side of the mountains, right, was the west coast of Africa. And that's where we dwelt for 1,000 years. Okay? Come on, man. The Byzantine Empire, the so-called Dark Ages. The reason why the Edomites called them the Dark Ages is because we ruled for 1,000 years. During that 1,000 years, there was no war, there was no poverty, there was no famine, there was no plagues, there was no nothing. God damn it. Everybody lived in peace and harmony with each other for 1,000 fucking years, man. Esau, Edom come out of goddamn nowhere, and the whole world turned upside down and went straight into the gutter at a 45-degree angle, okay, on roller skates with axle grease. No handhold in sight. And look at the world as it is now. Okay. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. And between the years of 1300, okay, of Amerigo Vespucci and Christopher Columbus in 1492, which is 192 fucking years, they took the babies of the Latinos and Native Americans that were over here already in the land of Azareth and dashed their babies against the stones. They slashed their women open, okay, of the women of Ephraim, okay, and the women of Simeon, right? With the women of Ephraim, right? The Puerto Ricans slashed their women open, took the babies out and fed it to dogs. Hang 12 men and 1 woman every Christmas from a goddamn tree. Every year like it was a tradition. This is the horror that they committed among the Latinos and Native Americans before they came to get us in the 1600s. Okay? Before. Right? So these devils got a lot of blood to pay for, man. It's just not enough of these motherfuckers on the face of the earth to pay for it all. Job chapter 21. Okay, Job chapter 21, verse 7. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yep, are mighty in power. Their seed is established in their sight with them, right? Because they get the opportunity to write a will and bequeath all of their belongings and all of their everything that they took and stole from different people across the world, no problem, and bequeath that unto their children. That's the reason why it says in the book of Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 41, verse 6, the children shall complain of an ungodly father, for they shall be reproached for his sake. Or it's either verse 6 or verse 7, right? And they shall be shamed for their father's sake, of their ancestors, of the wickedness they did to the indigenous population of people that were already here, and to the Negroes, hanging us from a fucking tree for nothing, hanging us from a tree for sport, having little kids take pictures along with their parents. If you see a woman hanging from a fucking tree, you need to go and Google withoutsanctuary.com, www.withoutsanctuary.com, and look through what the wickedness of what these goddamn Edomites did to you. You need to go see your history, man, before you go to judging anything about this video. Okay, real shit. All right. Okay. And their offspring before their eyes, their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. Their bull gendereth and faileth not, their cow calveth and casteth not her calf. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They in church every Sunday, like it says in Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Who are our shepherds? T.D. Jakes, IUIC, ISUPK, General Yohana, Bishop Nate, the Pegatron, with Gorilla Hebrew, okay, these individuals. Those are supposedly the shepherds of Israel, and they don't have any pity for us either. It's all about the bag with their ass, right? They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto the Most High God, Yahweh, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. Right? How do they do that? Oh, the law's done away with. You can do whatever you want, buddy. Yeah. That a bitch. What is the Almighty that we should serve him, and what profit should we if we pray unto him? You see? This is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Okay? All goddamn day long, man. What does it say? No. It's in Psalms. I was right. That's where I was headed. Where was that? Psalms 50 and 16, right? Right? But unto the wicked the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldst take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing as thou hatest instruction and casteth my words behind thee? Saying that the law is done away with, right? The instruction booklet, Bible, B-I-B-L-E, basic instructions before leaving earth. B-I-B-L-E. The Bible is an instruction manual, right? Let's read it again. Seeing as thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him and hast been partaker with adulterers, right? The kings and princes, right? Remember, their kings, okay, have committed fornication with her. Remember? Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. They always got something evil to say about a so-called black person or Latino, and they just put that and blast that on the news in order to cover up the wickedness that they do. So this way you don't pay attention to what the fuck they're doing. Now you got the Epstein files, and they're trying to desensitize you to the things that they do, so they think that way they can continue doing it. Why? Because you ain't gonna do nothing about it. These are people that are they have diplomatic immunity. They have plausible deniability. You see what I'm saying? You don't know what domestic diplomatic immunity and plausible deniability is? Google it. Okay? And put that moniker on the top of Esau Edom, the white man. Those individuals that are in charge. Governors, senators, right? Congressmen, congresswomen. Okay? All of these motherfuckers went over there and took the bag from Israel not less than 3 months ago. Every last one of them here in America. Okay? So this place is a complete sellout. Fuck it. This is the divided states of Israel now. Right? Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thine own mother's son. They slander us in the news all the time. But in order to cover up their wickedness. Right? So this way, you just, white man, we're white, we're right, we're righteous, we do everything. You a goddamn lie. You Edomites, you ain't never done nothing good for society. All you do is rape, murder, and pillage. Everywhere you go, like it says in the book of John, chapter 10, verse 10, the thief cometh not before to steal, kill, and to destroy. That's all you know how to do. From continent to continent. How the fuck you gonna go into a sovereign nation and steal a president of a country? Okay? And charge him with fault in your country. Okay, in order to steal his natural resources? Man, come on, man. These things that hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such a one as thyself. But I will reprove thee, and I will set them in order before thine eyes. Okay? So, yeah, the Most High is setting us in order, the elect, before the eyes of Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Before the downfall of any kingdom, like it says in the dream that was interpreted by Daniel the prophet, they sends forth prophets to prophesy the downfall of each and every last one of these kingdoms, every single time. Okay. So, you know, ain't nothing you could do. But like I said before, man, I'm gonna go. Let's go back over here to 2nd Ezra, then I'm gonna close out. 2nd Ezra. Chapter, right? 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Now remember, the Immigrations, Customs, and Enforcement Agency now has the autonomous authority. Just kick your goddamn door in anytime during the day or night. Don't matter who you are. Black, white, Latino, orange, green. Don't matter. Okay? Alrighty? And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. They threw a couple of Jakes that were border patrol agents. I think his name was Jesus Ramirez and Ronaldo Gutierrez, right? And they were border agents, and they joined ICE and got through under the bus and charged them with fault for the murder of Alex Brady, right? knowing that they had nothing to do with it. But because this is an example of being of those that consent unto them. They're had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. They're in reproach. They're shamed, trodden underfoot. They're treated like shit, thrown under the bus. See what I mean? For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. The only people on the face of the earth that fear the Lord, that go to church every Sunday, are blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans for the most part. Now you have some of our people that no longer believe, and they stay at home and do their drugs. Okay, whatever they do. Okay, that's never going to change until the Most High gets here and leaves their ass here to be melted. Like it says in Psalms 110:3, they shall be willing in the day of thy power. They'll be willing to repent then, but by then it'll be too late. Their names weren't written in the book of life. Their names weren't written in the book of remembrance. See? So there's no way that they can be saved. They're going to be left here and melted. Like it says in Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but a 3rd part shall be left therein. That 3rd part that is going to be left as the city of Jerusalem, okay, that is going to be left in the land that the Most High is going to take us back to, okay, are the elect. The remnant of the house of Israel. Those individuals that know the name of the Most High God, that believe on his name for salvation. Okay? That have faith in those names. What is faith? Hebrews 11:1 says, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Faith is hope. What is hope? Faith. The only people that have this power, which is a spiritual power, given as a gift only to the Israelites, are the Israelites. Okay? For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. I just stated that Immigration's Customs Enforcement, they're above the law now. They are the law. They can kick your door in at any time they want to. Okay? They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. You saw the elders' video. Their tenet is their show no mercy under martial law. Right? There it is right here, big as shit, black and white. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of your houses. So they're going to, they're kicking your door in, pull your ass out. Okay? You have a red list, a blue list, a yellow list, and a green list. The red list are immediately due to summary execution on the spot. Okay? Those are individuals that speak out against their bullshit, unrighteous decrees and grievous laws that they prescribe, as it is written in Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Right? Blue list, are individuals that listen to the individuals on the red list. They'll be given the option to enter into the New World Order, which is going off into digital currency, the central bank digital micro CHIP, to be implanted subcutaneously underneath your skin. Okay? For they shall wait, and the yellow list are individuals that just want to get along to get along. The green list, they just want to do what it needs in order to survive as a society. Okay? For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. They shall be known. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Right? Hear ye, O my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Who is the beloved? His inheritance, the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Who? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Praise ye the Lord. Psalms 148, verse 14. Right? Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord Yahweh. Okay? So, anyway, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach. I got to go on and get on back to the plantation. Shalom.
I got to drop off.